Hello, and thank you for watching this Widener University 25 Live Pro Approvers Walkthrough, brought to you by the Office of University Center Administration. This step-by-step video guide is meant to visually show you how to successfully approve an event space request through 25 Live Pro. If you have any questions or need help along the way, feel free to pause the video at any time and refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide document provided by the Office of University Center Administration for more details. Before we go any further, it is important for you to know what the Office of University Center Administration is. The Office of University Center Administration is located on the lower level of the University Center. Its primary responsibilities include reservation and facility management of Alumni Hall, Latham Hall, and the University Center, along with various outdoor spaces across Widener University's Chester campus. If you need to contact the Office of University Center Administration, send an email to universitycenter@widener.edu or give them a call at 610-499-4402. And before jumping into 25 Live Pro, here's a refresher on what 25 Live Pro is. 25 Live Pro is the primary facility scheduling system for Widener University. Widener University students, faculty, and staff have the ability to book rooms and facilities in the various buildings on campus through this system. Whether it's a club meeting in the University Center or a large gathering in Latham Hall, 25 Live Pro is an important first step in putting on an event. Throughout the video, the terms requester and approver may be referred to. Requesters are Widener University students, faculty, and staff that can utilize the 25 Live Pro system through their university-designated credentials and login. Approvers are a select few Widener University staff and faculty members that have been designated as schedulers for specific areas and buildings on the campus. They have the ability to view, edit, confirm, or deny any request designated to them. Note that all requests in 25 Live Pro can only be resolved by approvers. Here's a refresher on how to get to 25 Live Pro. If you are starting from Widener University's homepage, simply click on WU links on the top and then click My Widener. Next, you will go through the various login screens presented to you. From this point on, you will need valid Widener University login credentials. Once in My Widener, search for 25 Live in the above search bar and click on the result Room Reservations 25 Live Chester Harrisburg. We recommend adding this result to your favorites by clicking on the heart button. This way 25 Live Pro is always on your My Widener homepage. By clicking on this result, you will be brought to 25 Live Pro. Click on the Sign In button to officially sign in. The sign-in process may be different for you depending on the computer or browser you are using. If you run into any trouble logging in, please refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide. You are now logged into 25 Live Pro and you are on the homepage. We encourage you to explore and familiarize yourself with the various options on this homepage to become even more knowledgeable about 25 Live Pro. And now you are ready to start approving events. Event and space registration is applicable to every student, staff, and faculty member, but for the remainder of this guide, we will be approving a hypothetical event requested by the Student Government Association, or SGA. Let's say SGA wants to put on an open forum on Tuesday, October 24th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Latham Hall. To get started, click on More in the top right corner of the homepage, and then open Availability in a separate tab. Keep this Availability grid tab open, as you can explore and double-check on all campus spaces alongside the scheduled events at any specified date and time. Make sure Include Requested is checked off. Click back onto the 25 Live Pro homepage. And before you can approve an event, you will need to go through the necessary steps in terms of finding events and formatting them correctly. On the top right of the homepage, click on where it says Tasks. This Task button may have different red numbers next to it based on how many events need approval at any point in time. The higher the red number, the more events you will need to review. Click on where it says Tasks and you will be brought to a separate task page. On this page, all outstanding tasks will be on display in a grid. Each column provides a general description of the events. To start approving, denying, or editing an event, find and click on the event name highlighted in blue on the left side to begin. Do not click on anything under Actions. Let's click on the SGA event to go to its event page. You are now on a page with all of the details about the event we just clicked on. Here, you will be able to see everything the requester wrote, i.e. the event name, description, contact information, etc. Please follow these specific instructions. Make sure the Details tab is selected for the Details view. This is on the left-hand side of the page. Copy the text in Event Name and paste it in Event Title. Do not touch the Requester drop-down menu. Click the Scheduler drop-down menu and click on your name. If your name is not initially there, you can search for your name and star it for future use. Starring your name favorites it for the future, saving you time after your first approval process. Under Event Category, on the right-hand side of the page, click Add. Next, only select one of the three options: Chester Campus Academic Course, Chester Campus Administrative Events and Meetings, or Chester Campus Student Events and Meetings. Since this is a student-related event, we will click on Chester Campus Student Events and Meetings. Above Event Category, click on Edit Event to be brought to the Events Editing page and officially enter Editing mode. We are now going to start going over and editing the actual event form. If at any point you find a large number of errors in the event form, you have the option to keep the event request tentative or denied at the bottom of the page. You would then need to reach out to the requester about why their event request was denied. You can skip forward later in the video about emailing requesters. Under Event Name, make sure there is a descriptive and specific event title. This event only has Open Forum written, so let's change it to SGA Open Forum. The event name should never just be the name of the club or organization. Event or meeting details should be a description that includes all important and applicable event details. All descriptions must have a minimum of 2 sentences. Let's look at this description. SGA will be hosting an open forum in Latham Hall on Tuesday, October 24th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Voice your concern about campus issues. Food will be provided. This description is good, but it has a couple of minor spelling errors. You may choose to fix these errors yourself, or you can contact the requesters to write a new description. Event type is meant to organize events into distinct categories. The list of event types has many options, but the most common ones will be relating to student organizations or administrative departments. Since SGA is a registered student organization and the open forum is technically a meeting, student organization meeting should have been selected, and in this case, it was. If you need definitions and examples of other event types, please refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide. Primary organization is where individuals register their club or organization as the main programmer for the event. In this example, this would be the Student Government Association. If it was a different organization, you can use the search bar and select the appropriate choice. If this event is a collaboration with another organization, please make sure that only one organization is selected. And if you can't find an organization, reach out to the Office of University Center Administration for help. The expected head count is supposed to be an estimate as closely as possible to the actual expected attendance for the event. Choosing accurate head counts helps requesters find appropriately sized spaces. It's worth noting that space capacity changes with the space's layout. For example, University Center Room C's layout of theater and lecture style can hold 40 individuals, but its open square layout only holds 30 individuals. As an approver, you have the ability to override the capacity notice as long as the expected headcount is not excessive. For example, the University Center atrium has a listed capacity of 50, but that space has the ability to hold more people. SGA put an expected headcount of 50 for their open forum, which is well under Latham Hall's max capacity of 200. Under Date and Time, double-check the date and time for the requested event to see if it matches the description. In this case, the date and time for the SGA Open Forum has been selected correctly. If this is a one-time event, please make sure this begins and ends on the same day was checked off. This next step is the most important. Click on where it says Additional Time. You will notice that there are several sections consisting primarily of setup and takedown time. All events in 25 Live Pro must have some sort of additional time implemented into their requests. If no additional time was selected, save the event request as tentative and immediately reach out to the requester to make sure they know the timing of their event. Additional time helps other organizations know how much time is needed before and after specific events. Consider this a time buffer. For the SGA Open Forum, they put 30 minutes of setup, 10 minutes of pre-event, 10 minutes of post-event, and 30 minutes of takedown. Notice how, instead of this event being a 2-hour registration, with additional time, the SGA Open Forum has 3 hours and 20 minutes blocked off. Now, other organizations on campus know not to schedule anything in Latham Hall after 5:20 p.m. Navigating multiple event dates will not be discussed in depth in this video. If there happen to be multiple event dates selected for this open forum event, you would click on the View All Occurrences button to see each date of the repeating event. This option should be used for reoccurring meetings. For more information, please refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide. Next, in the Event Location section, if the space the requester wanted is available, click on the green Reserve button. If you run into a situation where the space is unavailable, or if there is a conflict, refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide for assistance. For the requested space, make sure an appropriate layout is selected. Each event space has its own layout options. Select the Layout drop-down menu and make sure an appropriate space layout was selected. If you need to visually see what each layout looks like, you can open an event space link in a separate tab and browse through the layout sections. Banquet round tables and chairs, which holds roughly 160 people, was selected for the SGA Open Forum. In this case, the location and layout matches well with the requested event. Please note, all events and meeting spaces must adhere to the following usage guidelines if approved. Spaces will be unlocked 15 minutes prior to your setup or event time. Paint and other harmful liquids are not permitted in carpeted areas. Glitter is not permitted in any space. Please ensure that all trash is placed in the appropriate receptacle. Please do not remove AV or computer technology from the space. And finally, please do not stand on, remove, or move furniture in the space. The attached file section will only apply if the event setup is extremely specific and not like the layout options provided. The requester must upload a file to the section, usually a diagram, via the attached file upload at the time of the event submittal. If the requester provided you with the document separately via email, you may upload it to this section now. Since the established layout of banquet rounds was selected, there's no need to add any diagrams for this event. Under the Requirements section, check to make sure if any of the items have been selected or should have been selected. Read through each item listed to make sure they pertain to the meeting or the event. For example, if fire circle permit and supplies needed was selected, the requester will need to be connected with campus partners such as Campus Safety and the Office of University Center Administration. The Event Comments section is a text box that is meant to add any additional remarks about the event. Make a note of what they say, as this is a space for requesters to have questions or concerns about their event. In order for you to get in contact with the requester, make sure the phone number of the main point of contact for the event is filled out under additional information. This can be a cell phone number or an office phone number. Lastly, just like the requester that filled out this event form, you will be asked to read through and accept the required reservation request acknowledgement, which goes as follows. Your space reservation is not approved until you receive an email confirmation from the appropriate scheduling department. Please allow 2 to 4 business days to review and process your request. By checking this box, you agree to abide by all space reservation policies and guidelines. After reading this, check off the box next to I agree. Under Event State, the event will currently be listed as tentative. If you have double-checked the entire form and made sure everything was up to date and correct, you can click on the drop-down menu and select Confirmed. Finally, in the bottom right corner of the edited event page, click the Save button. You will then be brought back to the Event Details page, and Confirmed will be displayed next to the event name. But you're not done yet, because you will need to send a confirmation email to the requester. Underneath the date and time of the event, click on More Actions on the far right side of the toolbar. A new row of options will appear, and you will need to click on Email Event. You will then be brought to the new Email Event section. To send a confirmation email to the requester or other important people relating to the event, check off the following boxes. To Requester, CC the scheduler. You can manually add any other additional people next to the right of the box section. You can then manually add any other additional people next to the box section. To do so, you will have to click on To search for additional recipients. Then leave the email subject as is. If this is a simple confirmation email, you can choose to check off Default Confirmation, Event Confirmation Detailed. But if you need to write something else, you can write something specific to the requester in the text box. For example, Hi SGA, you will have to reach out to facilities and put in a work order for the layout of your SGA Open Forum event. You can fill out the work order form by clicking on this link. Once you finish writing the message, check off Include Event Details in Body of Message underneath the text box. Click Send, and both you and the requester will receive a copy of this confirmation message. If you want to see a timeline of the changes you or the requester made, you can click on Audit Trail in the top center of the Event Details page. As a scheduler and approver in 25 Live Pro, you do have access to this page. The audit trail shows you when changes were made to an event, what the event changes were, and which user made them. We encourage you to check this area if there is any confusion about changes made in the system. And with that, congratulations. If you have followed these instructions correctly, you will have successfully approved an event in 25 Live Pro and completed a task. If you have any remaining questions, always refer to the 25 Live Pro Approvers Quick Guide. If you need to contact the Office of University Center Administration, once again send an email to universitycenter@widener.edu or give them a call at 610-499-4402. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful time approving events in 25 Live Pro at Widener University.